Welcome to the world of MotoGP, where the roar of engines and the smell of burning rubber are just a few of the sensory experiences that make this sport so exhilarating. For over 70 years, MotoGP has been the premier class of motorcycle racing, showcasing the skill and determination of the world's top riders. But the sport is so much more than just a race. It's a story of technology and innovation, of fierce competition and intense rivalries, and of the unyielding passion of the fans. From the early days of the 500cc class to the modern era of MotoGP, the sport has evolved and grown. With the advent of new technologies such as carbon fiber frames and advanced electronics, the bikes have become faster and more powerful. The riders, too, have become more skilled and more daring, pushing the limits of what's possible on two wheels. But the heart and soul of MotoGP is the competition. The battles for pole position and race wins are intense, and the margins between victory and defeat are razor thin. It's a true test of skill and endurance, both for the riders and the teams. And let's not forget about the manufacturers, who pour millions of dollars into research and development to gain a competitive edge. So join us as we take a journey through the history of MotoGP, from its humble beginnings to the present day. As we delve deeper into the world of MotoGP, it's important to highlight the fierce competition that takes place on the track. The riders are true athletes, pushing themselves and their bikes to the limit every time they hit the track. One of the most iconic eras in MotoGP history is the 500cc era, which ran from 1949 to 2002. During this time, the sport was dominated by legendary riders such as Giacomo Agostini, Mike Hailwood, and Valentino Rossi. These riders became household names, and their on-track battles were the stuff of legend. The 500cc class was known for its raw power and speed, with bikes reaching top speeds of over 190 miles per hour. But it was also a dangerous era, with fatal accidents all too common. One of the most notable riders of the 500cc era was Valentino Rossi. The Italian rider, who began his MotoGP career in 2000, quickly made a name for himself with his aggressive riding style and his ability to win on a variety of bikes and tracks. He won his first MotoGP championship in 2001 and went on to win a total of 7 MotoGP championships during his career. He also holds the record for the most Grand Prix wins of all time and is considered one of the greatest MotoGP riders of all time. Another notable rider of the 500cc era was the American rider Nicky Hayden. He began his MotoGP career in 2003 and won the MotoGP World Championship in 2006. Nicky Hayden was known for his consistency and his ability to perform well on a variety of tracks. He was also known for his sportsmanship and his humility and respect for his competitors and fans. He was a fan favorite, and his passing in 2017 was a great loss to the MotoGP community. The 500cc era was also marked by the intense competition between manufacturers. Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki were the dominant manufacturers during this era, and their bikes were considered the best in the world. Each manufacturer had their own style and philosophy when it came to building bikes, and this led to some of the most exciting and close racing in MotoGP history. As we can see, the 500cc era was a time of great change in MotoGP. It was an era marked by intense competition and legendary riders. It was also a dangerous time, with fatal accidents all too common. But despite the risks, the riders and teams of the 500cc era pushed themselves to the limit every time they hit the track. It was a time of great passion, and it's a period of MotoGP history that will always be remembered. The MotoGP of today is a different beast compared to the 500cc era. With the introduction of the 800cc class in 2003, bikes became faster and more powerful than ever before. The 800cc class was replaced by the 1000cc class in 2012, with the aim of making the bikes even more powerful. This new class of bikes has brought a new level of excitement to the sport, with top speeds now reaching over 220 miles per hour. The current era of MotoGP has also seen a shift in the dominant manufacturers and riders. Ducati, Yamaha, and Honda are the top manufacturers, and they have produced some of the most advanced and powerful bikes in the history of the sport. The current crop of riders is also incredibly talented, with names such as Marc Marquez, Jorge Lorenzo, and Andrea Dovizioso becoming household names. One of the most notable riders of the current era is Marc Marquez. The Spanish rider, who began his MotoGP career in 2013, quickly made a name of himself with his aggressive riding style and his ability to win on a variety of bikes and tracks. He's won a total of 8 MotoGP championships during his career, and he holds the record for the most Grand Prix wins of all time. He's considered one of the greatest MotoGP riders of all time. With the introduction of new technologies, such as traction control and anti-wheelie systems, the current era of MotoGP has also seen a reduction in the number of accidents and injuries. This has allowed the sport to become more competitive than ever before, with races now closer and more exciting than ever. The current era of MotoGP is a time of great technological advancement. The bikes are faster and more powerful than ever before, and the riders are more skilled and talented. But despite the advancement, the sport remains as exciting and thrilling as ever. The passion and the spirit of competition that defined the 500cc era is still alive and well in MotoGP today. The MotoGP World Championship is the premier class of motorcycle road racing. It is organized by the Federación Internacional de Motociclismo, or FIM, and is currently contested by factory teams and privateer teams. These teams compete in a series of races held on tracks around the world to determine the MotoGP World Champion. The MotoGP World Championship has a rich history, with the first race being held in 1949. Since then, the sport has evolved and grown, with new technologies and new riders entering the sport. The MotoGP World Championship is considered one of the most prestigious motorsports in the world. One of the most exciting aspects of MotoGP is a variety of tracks it takes place on. From the tight and twisty circuits of Mugello to the fast and flowing tracks of Phillip Island, each track presents its own unique challenges for the riders and teams. The MotoGP World Championship is a true test of skill and determination for the riders, teams and manufacturers. It is a sport that pushes the limits of technology and human endurance, and it continues to evolve and grow with each passing year. The MotoGP World Championship is not just about the riders and the teams, it's also about the manufacturers. Over the years, many manufacturers have competed in MotoGP, including Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki and Ducati. These manufacturers have been responsible for some of the most iconic and revolutionary motorcycles in the history of the sport. Another exciting aspect of MotoGP is the constant evolution of technology. From the early days of two-stroke engines to the modern era of four-stroke engines and advanced electronics, MotoGP has always been at the forefront of motorcycle technology. This has not only made the sport more exciting, but it has also had a direct impact on the development of production motorcycles. The MotoGP World Championship is a true spectacle of speed and skill, and it continues to attract fans from all over the world. With the best riders, teams and manufacturers competing, it's a true test of human and machine capabilities. It is a sport that is constantly evolving, and it promises to be even more exciting in the years to come. In conclusion, the MotoGP World Championship is a sport that has a rich history and a bright future. From the early days of two-stroke engines to the modern era of four-stroke engines and advanced electronics, MotoGP has always been at the forefront of motorcycle technology. The sport is contested by factory teams and privateer teams who compete on tracks around the world to determine the MotoGP World Champion. With its variety of tracks, talented riders, and cutting-edge technology, MotoGP is a true spectacle of speed and skill. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel Stay Upright for exclusive information and MotoGP news. Join our community for the latest updates and to connect with other motorcycle enthusiasts.